Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE SmackDown Live episode 1023 and 205 Live episode 122, both broadcast on Tuesday, March 26th, 2019, or was it the 27th? 26th, yes. Um, so I only watched the first half of SmackDown as it aired, because I went to see Dream Theater, Distance Over Time slash Scenes from a Memory at the Paramount Theater in Denver, and it was pretty awesome. The only downside was that the only person in the upper balcony that was standing up the whole time was right in front of me. Which meant that, I mean, they're not the only person, because the people behind them had to stand up then also. And so then I also had to stand up. So they were the only person in their row that was standing up. There was no reason for that person to be standing the entire time. And then their mom or grandma or their elderly aunt, I don't know, whatever, that was sitting next to her was recording the entire time. Even after one of the ushers, like flashed their flashlight and said, like, hey, stop doing that. She did the entire rest of the show. The entire rest of the show. The entire show. There was like a 1 minute period after the usher intervened where they weren't. But the rest of the worst. We're pulling your phone out and taking a quick picture every now and then. If it's not explicitly stated no pictures at all, I think that's fine. That's fine, especially for a audio visual experience. Like I took a couple of pictures. One was when they broke out the keytar, because there's a whole article featuring Garrison from RCC and Blue Devils playing his keytar, and in their winter show this season, and thought, oh, I hope he played it twice during the show. The first time I didn't take a picture or anything, but I was like, oh, I should have taken a picture. I hope he plays it again so I can take a picture and send it to Garrison. And he seemed to enjoy that. Also, that the keyboard player had a stand, and still has it. I assume that it didn't disappear or anything. He has a keyboard stand that rotates like all the way around. It's got to go. It must be in home position. It would be facing the audience, so it must have like 180 degrees or close to it in either direction. So maybe not a full 360, because he wasn't like doing laps and spinning all the way around, but it did go beyond 90 degrees in each direction, left and right. But beyond that, it I was in the back row of the balcony. So I mean, it was still plenty loud, and I'm glad that I did take my earplugs, because it was even loud with my earplugs in. But if I didn't have them, I would not be able to hear this morning probably. But what was I saying? Oh, in addition to spinning around, the keyboard stand has like, it looked like pneumatic bar, like pistons supporting it from the center, but it tilted. So like he'd turn 90 degrees to the side, and then the keyboard tilts so that you could see what he's doing. The whole audience could see what he's doing instead of, just seeing the side of the keyboard. I thought that was amazing. And yeah, it was really cool. Oh, this band. Man, this band. So good. This is the first time that I've seen them live, and I'm definitely going to try to see them again anytime that they're in Denver. And if I happen to be in the same place, like for a convention or something, I'm going to try to work that into the trip also. That and zoos. I'm going to try to go to zoos. The Alaska Zoo in Anchorage when I go there in a few weeks, in about a month. That looks really cool. Then like a week before that, I'm gonna be in Omaha to go see wrestling shows. But during the day, I didn't know this. The Howard Dorley, I think it's Howard Dorley Zoo in Omaha is on many lists the number one zoo in the world. So absolutely, I've got to go check that out. That sounds awesome. And eventually, I'll go see the St. Louis Zoo is always up there. Somehow, I don't think I've ever been to San Diego Zoo. I've been to SeaWorld and stuff, but not San Diego Zoo. I got to go there next time in San Diego. So that's like my daytime activity. If I'm going for an evening activity, during the day I got to go to the zoo. From now on, I'm working that into all my trips if I can. Does Las Vegas have a zoo? It might. It's just flamingos. Flamingos and polar bears that wear a top hat and do magic tricks. And tigers. Duh. It's the retired magic tigers. They're also in the Las Vegas Zoo. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to look it up. I'll get to SmackDown in 205 Live eventually. Let's see. Las Vegas Zoo. Does it have Southern Nevada Zoological Botanical Park? That's not a very catchy name. Let's see. Let's pull up the map so you can see all the stuff. They have an aquarium that's part of a hotel. They have the Shark Reef Aquarium at Mandalay Bay. I guess that kind of counts. Where's an actual zoo though? No, that's not. I don't think that's. Okay, it's a petting zoo. All right, junior pet pony parties. I was like that sounds like Las Vegas. That sounds like a Las Vegas thing for sure. There's nothing Lion Habitat Ranch. But there's no like zoo. Craig Ranch Dog Park. Okay, where is this? Southern Nevada. It was. Oh, they closed it. That's a bummer. Okay, anyway, enough about that. Zoos. I'll be talking about zoos when I go there. Been to the what is it? The I think I talked about it in my SummerSlam weekend stuff about the zoo there. It was a pretty small zoo. It's in where is it? It's not the Brooklyn Zoo, but it is Brooklyn's zoo. The Prospect Park Zoo, which isn't too far away from the Barclays Center. And actually, now that I look at it, it was kind of a hike to get there. It's about that same distance to get to Access, except that going to Access, to do that, you have to cross a highway, which I'm not sure how good of an idea that is. And I'll be leaving there at night on two of the times that I'm going. So I will probably not be going there on foot. It was a really far walk to go to Prospect Zoo. But it was also cool to go to the library and stuff. But Prospect Park Zoo. Anyway, okay, now um before I get to that, I will get to these wrestling episodes in a minute. In a minute. I was thinking about, because the show ended at like 11, maybe 10:45, something like that. It was a significant show. It was all Dream Theater. No opening act. It's just an evening with Dream Theater. They have the first hour and then an intermission, and then they play the entirety of Scenes from a Memory in the second half, and they had an encore. And it was just awesome. So I decided, I want to get something. So I got a tour shirt, and a signed, autographed LP of Distance Over Time, their newest album that I guess is doing really well. I actually didn't know anything about it. I hadn't heard it before yesterday. I listened to some of it on Spotify and then figured, I'll hear most of it, I'll hear the best songs from it at the show tonight. I assume. So I'll just wait for that. There's no need to get overloaded with Dream Theater stuff. But anyway, I got the signed LP, but they saying they charged me the wrong amount. They charged me less than that they should have, and I didn't say anything. I feel a little bit bad about that. But I'll get more of their stuff to make up for it later. Probably. I'll go to their next show and buy more tickets. Also, and buy more stuff then. But anyway, I'm really pleased with that. The LP is awesome. The cover art and everything is really nice. But the actual records are clear, which I don't have any LPs that are clear. Like the vinyl itself is clear. I have some really cool artistic ones from Mondo. I think all of the fancy ones are from Mondo. I think I may have one from I Am 8-Bit for the Rocket League soundtrack. Those are really cool too. This is the first time that I've seen I've heard about them. I've seen pictures of them and stuff, but it's totally different having it in your hands, clear, transparent. It's not perfectly transparent where the grooves are pressed, but on the parts of the album that are blank, it's just clear. Is it acrylic? What are albums actually made of? Whatever material that is, but it's really cool. All right, so I didn't even get out of the parking lot until like 10:40 or 11:40 or something like that. And there is a Detective Comics number 1000 came out today. After I finish recording this episode, I'm going to head over there and pick it up along with all my other comics this week. So I'll be talking about that in this week's new comics episode. But I didn't go to the midnight release party because I didn't even get out of the parking lot until 11:40. I would have gotten there like right at midnight, but it seemed like the bulk of it was the fun that they were having from 11 to midnight in anticipation for it, like games, and I don't know what they're doing. I wasn't there. They had a live feed of it. I couldn't really tell what was going on from it, but I was so like, I wasn't actually like really tired or anything, but had just spent so much time around people, just surrounded by people for 3 hours or whatever, that another however long of I wasn't going to be social is the point, which is the point of going there. So going there to not be social defeats the point. Yes, that's what I mean. But I am excited for Detective Comics number 1000, and I will talk about that more in this week's comic book episode. Yeah, let's get to the actual wrestling stuff. SmackDown Live 1023. We opened up. I missed the first couple of minutes, so I missed kind of the setup for this, but because New Day had a decision to make that maybe they're quitting, something like that. But first, they need answers from Vince. And Daniel Bryan, so Vince comes out, but Daniel Bryan comes out and interrupts him. And he says, "Hey, let them quit. You could just bring in 3 new people from NXT and call them Fresh Afternoon." And I think they could just rename Undisputed Era. Bring them in, Fresh Afternoon. A great suggestion, like the top suggestion on Reddit, I thought was Street Profits and Keith Lee. Because we got a little bit of a tease of them working together a while back. What was Matt's suggestion? He said, let's see. Oh, he didn't actually suggest anything. When he asked me, I said Undisputed Era gets a name change. Another great suggestion that I didn't even think about because I forgot about them appropriately. Forgotten Sons. Give them a name change. Get them a refresh. They are now Fresh Afternoon. Refresh. Anyway, Mr. McMahon says, "All right, you already had all your chances, Kofi, but these guys, if they can win the gauntlet tonight, then Kofi gets into that match." So we get this New Day tag team gauntlet that was pretty fantastic, and it kind of counteracts the anger that the match following this segment could potentially cause a lot of people. But before that, we have an interview that Becky, she's confused. She says, "Ronda brings the title. I bring the people. What does Charlotte bring to this match, this triple threat at WrestleMania?" And then she's interrupted by Charlotte Flair's music. Charlotte Flair comes out. We don't know what's going on. After the commercial break, Asuka comes out. This is a SmackDown Championship match. And this match was very good. It was very good. I mean, just both of them doing their best stuff. But unfortunately, Asuka lost. She taps out to the figure 8, which is upsetting. Absolutely. It's out of nowhere. Asuka's been on TV maybe half of the episodes since the Royal Rumble, really, maybe even less than half. And I mean, it was like 2 weeks. She wasn't even on SmackDown Live 2 days after the Royal Rumble. She was in a dark match at the end of the night against Charlotte Flair, which she won. But yeah, so it's a real bummer for Asuka fans, absolutely. But I mean, it's making things interesting. It makes it interesting. It makes the triple threat more interesting. And like, what the hell is even going on? Like that type of interesting. Which may not be a good type of interesting, but I don't know. I'm not too upset about it because there's so much other stuff that's going to be really good at WrestleMania, including this match. That match is going to be good. Oh, the story has gotten all jumbled up and put through the ringer and all of that, but the match itself is going to be really good. Like, I will be so surprised. And that's kind of the thing. Like, I've tried to like be not really concern myself with the outcomes and be upset or either way. I mean, I'll be happy when somebody wins, but a lot of the time I'll be happy like either way. And that's kind of the thing, is like to kind of um not root for everybody, but be excited for what any outcome might bring, and be optimistic about it, I guess. But yeah, the match is going to be really good. It's going to be really good. There's no especially. I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. I won't be surprised at all if it is the best match of the night. It should be. The main event should be the best match of the night, and it very well could be. Kofi. Okay, we'll get to that. So at this point, I was gonna leave to go to the show before this match started, but I stayed after the commercial break. Like, what's going on? What's Charlotte gonna do? And so I ended up watching the whole match, and I left a little bit late, but that actually worked out fine because traffic had cleared up for the most part, and there's no reason to get to a concert unless you want to buy stuff before the show. But even then, you're still waiting in a really long line. Like I was like, what are all these people doing standing in a line? They're not going to their seats. The seats, you can go to your seats. Anyway, yeah, I ended up delaying my leaving for the show to watch this match. So after that, we had AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's final SmackDown match, but it was ruined by Randy Orton. I think AJ won via disqualification. Did Randy? You know what? I had it on while I was driving, so I wasn't actually watching. I was just listening to it. But I think he did hit it on AJ because Angle hit the Angle slam and stuff on Randy after that. So it seemed like kind of a cool segment. And then we had an awesome promo from The Miz calling out Shane and wanting to add the stipulation of Falls Count Anywhere for their match at WrestleMania. Shane comes out. He has tons of security. He has Sanity and Primo Cologne protecting him. And Miz beats all of them up. He just destroys all of them. He's like, oh man, he like kind of turned into Superman. He had like the nice suit, but he got all. Oh, Miz is yeah. That was actually awesome. He's not Superman. He's Awesome Man, and I'm pretty excited for that match. Shane might die. He might actually die in this match, like jumping off of everything. He's gonna climb the structure, like the columns into the lighting rig, probably, or something. I don't even know. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. I should take some binoculars, maybe. Except I wear glasses. Binoculars don't cooperate with glasses very well, especially like small binoculars, like the compact kind. The compact kind that you would most likely take to an event like that. You know, you have the big old binoculars if you're going birding or something like that. But you want the little ones, the compact ones, to take into a stadium or whatever. I have never actually taken binoculars to a stadium, but that's part of the reason. I do have a couple of pairs, but that's part of the reason is that they suck with glasses. I know there are tricks and stuff to do it, but you know you're getting the glass. They're putting right against the glasses. If there's anything on, except that does make you immune. Not immune, but you'll know it immediately if you're tricked by that old trick of what do they put on there? Is it like tar? Not tar. Something black, like charcoal or something on the rim of the binoculars. So you get somebody to look through the binoculars and then take it off, and they have the black rings around their eyes. They're like, "Oh, why is everybody laughing?" It's like, "Yeah, you got nothing. And then later on, they look in the mirror like, "You got me. What a dummy I am." But if you have glasses, you have to use the glasses of the thing. So not only, if you are using them and not, if they're not binoculars that have that like flip down so that you can put the glasses right up against the lens, you know what I'm saying? If they're not that kind, then as soon as you take them away, then you'll see the black rings on your glasses, which is annoying, but you'll know immediately, and you won't be walking around with black rings around your eyes. So that's one of the advantages of wearing glasses as far as binoculars go. What am I even talking about? The Miz and Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon jumping off stuff. That's right. Binoculars to see what he jumps off of better. But it'll be on the Jumbotron and whatnot. I can watch back on the network later, whatever. It's more about the feeling of being there. Contributing your voice, although it probably will not yell or anything during that. Or actually, the 200 level, I believe, has an overhang above it. So it might bounce some sound back down. But, you know, I'm not going to waste my voice at WrestleMania. I'll like whistle. I'll whistle. I always whistle at these shows. It takes less effort. And then it looks like I'm like whistling. Like if you can't hear the person's whistling, it looks like they're sucking a lemon. But anyway, the New Day Gauntlet. They first defeat the Club very quickly with the up, down, down. Then they face Nakamura and Rusev. They give them quite a bit more trouble than they do, but the New Day is victorious. The New Day then defeats the Bar with a surprise roll-up of Sheamus, I believe it was. But the Bar is very angry about this. They beat them down after it's put Big E through a table even. Then the Usos come out. They're hyping up the New Day. They're like, come on, get up. And then they grab some microphones, say, "Man, good luck. We forfeit." And that was amazing. It was like the respect between these two. Like the whole promo before that saying that they forfeit was awesome. Like, you've earned our respect already. Kofi has earned our respect. Everybody back, all of that. Like, there's no reason for us to do this. So we forfeit. Good luck. And so there's one more team. And that forfeit makes Daniel Bryan and Rowan angry as hell. Daniel Bryan a little bit more so. He just smashes the TV and everything. Anyway, we get Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the New Day. The final stage, the boss stage of the Gauntlet. And lots of stuff goes down. They're at an extreme disadvantage. They've already fought 3 full matches before that. Really like 2.2 full matches before that. But because that first match was really quick. I feel bad for Gallows and Anderson. But anyway, they end up just burying Rowan underneath. He's the legal competitor. I forget what happened to Daniel Bryan. He got taken out of the picture somehow also. But Big E flips. They're acting like the announcer's table is like so heavy that there's no way it's more than like 50 pounds. That's gotta be like the maximum weight that it is with. Anyway, he flips it over on top of Rowan and he gets back in the ring and they win via count out. And then out in the loading docks, Vince McMahon is about to get into his limo when is it Charlie or is it Dasha? Whoever it is, they ask him, "Oh, hey, wait, well, are you?" He like got the hell out of there. He was out of there quick. Did he even see the actual? I guess when they started celebrating, he's like, "All right, well, I guess I'll go." He didn't stay till the end of production. Although, like in real life, I like to imagine him have to pretend to be getting into, like, going out to the loading dock, pretend to be getting into the limo, and then as soon as that's over, he like gets out and then rushes back as fast as he can, which is just his walk. I was doing the walk while I was saying that, but not actually, but like sitting down of doing the walk. But anyway, he says, she asks him if Kofi is going to WrestleMania, and he says yes. What was that sound? Was it that? Maybe it was that. But is that more Weasel talk? Is he actually going to WrestleMania doing something else? I don't know. I'm still a little bit skeptical about that. We'll see what they can do to make it awful next week and the go home show. That brings us to 205 Live, episode 122. We had Lucha House Party versus Drew, Jack, and Humberto. We had a great moment with the Lucha House Party Power Rangers pose flippy stuff. And the other three just upset, very mad outside of the ring. Drew got very mad at Humberto for doing some flips. And then Humberto got pinned by Kalisto via this awesome, like, run up the ropes, flip, roll up thing. It was really cool. I liked that. It was like my two favorite things wrestling wise this week involved an opponent attached to another opponent, like using the ropes to flip themselves over. The other being in Ronda versus Sarah Logan. But Lucha House Party wins, and an argument ensues. So all is not well in the Drew, Jack, Humberto team. This is the first time they're like fully a team, which is like, it's kind of weird how they were announced. They're like, first, Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher and their tag team partner, Humberto Carrillo. So like they're already like separated from him in that. Mike Kanellis will get a rematch against Akira Tozawa will get a rematch against Mike Kanellis because Mike Kanellis won because Drake Maverick is not happy with him using his wife Maria as a distraction to be able to win. And so the Brian Kendrick will be at ringside to balance Maria Kanellis, to counteract her shenanigans. We had a promo from Buddy Murphy, but is interrupted by Tony just beating the crap out of him. And I'm really excited for that match. That match is going to be awesome. Then we had Cedric Alexander versus Arya Daivari, with Oney Lorcan at ringside, there to observe, just sitting there in his office chair. He's wearing his Oney Rules shirt. They don't sell an Oney Rules shirt yet. They need to. I might just have to make my own. I really want to wear that to SmackDown Live, to 205 Live, in case he has a match after WrestleMania. Because Oney does rule. He's awesome. Maybe I'll make one and I'll just wear it the entire weekend. No, I won't do that because I'm going to do a lot of walking. In the off chance that he's doing a signing or something like that at WrestleMania Access, I was gonna wear either my Jenny shirt or my Rhea Ripley shirt for that for WrestleMania that day. But I might have to wear the Oney shirt instead. I'll wear the Rhea Ripley shirt. Hopefully I can meet her. She's awesome. But let's see. Cedric gets rolled up. The match was great. But the ending happened when Cedric got rolled up by Arya while Oney was going. He was really upset that Cedric knocked his jacket off the table. He's just yelling at him, and Cedric's like, "What are you talking about? Like, what's your deal, man? The expression on his face is so funny. But Arya gets the win, and a brawl ensues between Cedric and Oni Lorcan. And I am like any match with Oni Lorcan, I'm looking forward to. But Cedric versus Oni, that's got to happen soon, right? That's going to be awesome. And Oni in on 205 Live in general is awesome. Yeah, is he like I don't know if he's like what's going on with him and Danny Burch. I'm sure they're still going to be going after the tag team championships in NXT and NXT UK and stuff like that. I hope so, because they're so awesome working together. There's such an awesome team. But I guess we'll see. We'll see with all that. I'm pretty excited for Oni, because Oni rules. All right, that's it. This has been a really long episode. I'm guessing 35 minutes already. All right. I think that does it. It's probably only like 10 minutes of actually talking about the wrestling stuff. But thanks for listening. If you made it this far, let me know what you thought about SmackDown and 205 Live by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'll be back real soon with this week's new comics, the NXT and NXT UK episode, and all the other stuff. I still have to watch last week's Doom Patrol. I'll get to that before the next episode airs, hopefully. Also let me know, have you gone to see Dream Theater in person, perform live? What did you think of those concerts? Were they awesome or what? Go check out their website. It's dreamtheater.net. They have a few more United States shows, and then they're headed over to Europe. So if you're North America shows, because they have a few shows in like Montreal, Quebec, and a couple other Canadian cities in the Northeast, I believe. Go check it out. This is the only show that I've been to of theirs, but Scenes from a Memory is fantastic. It's one of my favorite albums ever. It's like that, Random Access Memories, and the Decemberists' Hazards of Love are my three favorite albums as a whole. Like just listen to the whole album top to bottom, and it's awesome. Those are my three favorite albums. Like individual songs from a bunch of other, like most of a lot of other albums, not most of it. There are other albums where I like a lot of the songs more than any of those three albums, but those albums also have some clunkers on it that I don't like so much. That I don't actually listen to like the entire album top to bottom. Those three. Oh, also Better Bookends, Littlest Man Band. Those 4 albums. Favorite, top to bottom. I'll probably think of another one in a second. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. No, I can't think of what exact songs are on there. But anyway, that's the end of the episode. I've already gone much longer than the actual end. So thanks for listening, and I'll be back for more TIW Podcast. Bye.